we are going to discuss about the parameters of an battery. So these parameters of a battery plays an major role in battery design. These parameters of a battery are also sometimes called as specifications of an battery. When you are going to buy a battery in a market, you have to see these specifications, or you have to see these parameters of an battery. Okay, so coming to the parameters, the first parameter is battery terminal voltage. Okay, first I will explain the overall view, then we will go in detail into all the parameters one by one and step by step, and for each parameter we will try to solve a problem, then the concept becomes more clear and crisp. So first one is battery terminal voltage. This is nothing but the voltage at the terminals of the battery is called battery terminal voltage. Okay, when you have a battery, the output voltage of the battery is called as a terminal voltage of an battery. Okay, what is the output of a battery? AC or DC? DC supply. Okay, you have positive terminal and negative terminal. So next one, second parameter is charge capacity of a battery. It is nothing but the rating of a battery. So batteries are rated in ampere hour, or sometimes in watt hour, or in sometimes VAH, volt ampere hour or watt hour. Or the next one is the power rating of an battery. Voltage of the battery multiplied with current of the battery will give the power rating of the battery. Okay, so this is the second parameter or the specification to be considered or to be understood. Third one is state of charge of an battery. State of charge, the name itself is saying the state of charging of a battery. For example, in your battery you have a battery like this, and in your battery it is showing an green color like this, and it is showing the green color will be shown with a percentage. You can see in your mobile phone also, at the end you are going to have an battery symbol, and some part will be shown in which color? Green color, which indicates in the green color is there, automatically you can say that the percentage of the battery is how much? 70%. So what is meant by state of charge means, state of charge, it says what is the state of the charging available in the battery, that is called state of charge, and it is expressed in percentages in the instrumentation. Instrumentation means you have the phone and you have an UI. Under UI it is represented in what? In which value? Percentage. For example, your phone is like this. Okay, will be shown like this, and automatically what is the amount of state of charge in this battery? 70%. Next parameter is depth of discharge. What is meant by depth of discharge? How much amount of energy has already discharged? How much amount of energy is already discharged in a battery is called depth of discharge. So what is the original percentage of the battery whenever it is full? 100%. In 100%, how much has been already discharged? 30% has already discharged. So where this 30% is called depth of discharge, where this remaining, how much charging is left, is called state of charge. Now for this battery, what is the state of charge? 70%. How much of energy is already completed, exhausted, or how much is already discharged? 30%. Therefore 30 is called depth of discharge and 70 is called state of charge. When you add depth of discharge plus state of charge, already I told depth of discharge is expressed in percentage and state of charge also is expressed in what? Percentage, which will be equal how much percentage? 100%. For example, in this example, what is the amount of discharge? 30% is the amount of discharge, and what is the amount of charging available? 70%. 70 plus 30. So this will constitute which is equal to 100%. Therefore, this is the complete nature of the battery. Okay, so just try to remember, state of charge is nothing but name itself is saying what is the state of charging available in the battery. So depth of discharge, how much amount of battery has been discharged, it is called depth of battery, and both will be expressed in what? Percentages. Coming to the next one, life cycle of an battery. Every battery, if you buy it, it will not work in your life cycle. It will not work for 100 years, or it will not work for 10 years. It will work for an minimum life. That is called as the life cycle of an battery. So the batteries what you buy at your mobile phone or lithium ion batteries, maximum they can run for 2 years. These 2 years we are going to call it as around 1200 cycles. 1200 life cycle. Okay, so it may be 2 years or 2.3 years, it may vary depending upon how you use your mobile phone. So that is called life cycle of an battery. Life cycle of a battery means how you charge. This is called one charging of the battery, and this is called one discharge of an battery. One discharge plus one charge is called one life cycle of a battery. One charge, one discharge is called as an one life cycle of an battery. Okay, so maximum a lithium ion phone will have how many cycles? 1200 life cycle. Next one, self discharge of an battery. So when you buy a battery, whether you use your mobile phone or whether you don't use a mobile phone, so due to its own discharge, I mean the battery can discharge of its own. Around this self discharge may be 2% per month. 2% per month. So due to the chemistry in the battery, why? Because battery is basically a chemical based component. So if you don't use the phone also, the phone get discharged. So therefore those are called as self discharge of an battery. For example, you buy a new phone. What is the amount of charging in the phone now? 100% is called state of discharge, and you are not used this phone for 1 month. You kept inside your birua, okay, or in almara. So you are not used this phone for 1 month. And how much amount will discharge? 2%. So 100 minus 2 is how much? So 98% amount of charging will be available in the phone when you open the phone after 1 month. So this is called as a self discharge rate of an, this is called as the self discharge percentage of an battery. So this is not only 2%, it depends upon number of parameters. If you are using the phone if you are placing the phone inside your birua which is having more temperature, then it can discharge in the rate of 5% or 6%. If you are using in a 25 degrees air conditioner, automatically as per the given specification, it can give only 2% as the loss or 2% as self discharge. It depends upon in which temperature you operate. Okay, so this is about the specifications of an battery. Now we let's detailedly about the battery terminal voltage. Okay, the name itself it is saying battery terminal voltage. You have a battery. Already you are having an battery, but the voltage measured at output terminals of the battery is called as open circuit voltage. Okay, but when you connect to a multimeter, in the multimeter what is there? Wires are there. So the voltage shown in the battery or voltage shown in the multimeter is called as the voltage of the battery. Let's try to understand how it is there. For example, the current is flowing like this. Now the battery is charging. Okay, so now the current is leaving. What is the leaving polarity of the battery? Plus V battery, and current is leaving. What is the leaving polarity of the battery? Minus VOC, and current is this battery will have some internal resistance. Every battery is like chemical, it has electrical properties which has an internal resistance. Now what is the voltage drop here? Current is leaving. What is the leaving polarity? Minus I into R internal is equal to 0. Now you require what is the voltage the battery will indicate is this is nothing but open circuit voltage plus I into R internal. For example, if the battery is showing in the voltmeter as how much? 13 volts. So this is the sum of what? What is the open circuit voltage? 12 volts and 1 volt drop. How much voltage? 1 volt drop. Therefore, what is the voltage in the battery now? 13 volts. Okay. The original voltage is nothing but how much? Under no load condition, it's offering how much? 12 volts. But due to internal chemistry, it has some resistance. It is going to create a drop of how much? 1 volt. Therefore, the voltage shown by the multimeter is how much? 13 volts. If a 12 volts meter, a 12 volts battery is showing 13 volts, I can say the battery is 100% healthy. The battery is 100% healthy, and the state of charge of the battery is now how much? 100%. Okay, so we can decide based on the state of charge of the battery, the life of the battery also. Okay, so it's like number of parameters, it depends. So mainly the battery parameters depends only on temperature. If you use this battery in this sunlight, automatically the battery will discharge fastly. If the same mobile phone you use in AC, it will have better performance and better life it can give. That's why we can see all our substations, we will place the batteries in an air conditioner room and we will fix an AC for that. Okay, so you can see in Airtel showrooms or somewhere where you have the towers, they'll keep the battery and they'll provide an air conditioner for this. Okay, we have the server room in our campus also. The server room, all the batteries are kept in what? AC. If we use AC, automatically the performance of the battery is increased and the original capacity of the battery will be available. So if we use the battery in this open air, automatically it will undergo corrosion and the life of the battery will decrease. So that is called the first parameter, battery terminal voltage. So coming to the next one, what is the next parameter we have to consider? Charge capacity of an battery. What is meant by charge capacity of an battery? Okay. So charge capacity of a battery means this indicates amount of charging available in an battery. So already you know the formula of current. What is the formula of current? Current I is equal to the number of charge carriers travel in a time of dt seconds. Now how to write down dq from this expression? Dq is equal to I into dt, where q is called as charges travel. In batteries we call how much amount of charging available in a battery. It depends upon two parameters, that's nothing but current rating of the battery multiplied with time. Okay, therefore the rating of a battery can be written as what are the units of current? Amperes. What are the units of time? Hour. Okay, so time can be represented in hours. Okay, now what is the capacity of a battery, or what is the amount of what is the capacity of a battery? The charge capacity of a battery is what? Ampere hour. But when you go to electric vehicle, it will be represented in voltage of the battery multiplied with current into hour. Voltage of the battery multiplied into current into hour. So voltage into current we can write down it as VAH, where voltage into current again we can write down it as what? Watt hour. We can write down it as watt hour. Now what is the capacity of a battery, or how to write down the capacity of a battery is we can express the capacity of a battery as, or charging available in a battery, or the charge capacity of a battery is ampere hour, or next one we can write down it as watt hour. We can write it as ampere hour or watt hour. That's what it is called. The charge capacity of a battery is expressed in ampere hour or watt hour. So this is called the charge capacity of a battery. Now next one is the power rating of a battery. What is meant by power rating of a battery? It is a product of voltage rating of the battery multiplied with the current rating of a battery. Voltage into current is nothing but what? The power rating of an battery. So this is the second specification. Okay. So what is the charge capacity of a battery? How it is expressed? Ampere hour or volt ampere hour or watt hour. Both are same. The power rating of a battery is voltage into current. Coming to the next one, state of charge of an battery. Already we I've been explaining you what is meant by state of charge of a battery. Okay, so how to identify the state of charge of an battery? So already it is discussed that state of charge and depth of discharge are inversely related. If you take a battery, now what is the capacity of a battery? So let's take a battery. How many terminals are available to this battery? The output of a battery is AC supply or DC supply? DC supply. What is the rating of a battery? For example, this is 10 Ah battery. What is the rating of this battery? 10 Ah. So the specification of a battery is 10 Ah. Or if the operating voltage of this battery or output voltage of this battery is how much? 12 volts. So you can express the first parameter is 10 Ah is the capacity of a battery. Next one is 12 volts is the system voltage multiplied with 10 Ah. Now what is the capacity of this battery? 120 watt hour. 120 watt hour. Okay, so voltage into current is how much? Watt hour. Therefore what is the rating of this battery? 120 watt hour. Okay, so generally we will not write down 120 watt hour. We will multiply with 1000 and divide with 1000. Therefore how we can write down? 0.12 kilowatt hour. The rating of a battery is now how much? 0.12 kilowatt hour is the rating of an battery. Okay, so that is how to say the rating of a battery in ampere hour or watt hour. Next one is stop it.